Okay. Let's see. Let's get this going. Copy the link, send it to some people. Let's see. Throw it up in the Discords. Let's see. I'll do one more post here. Let's see. Cool. Cool. I can probably put my laptop down over here. Let's get my headset adjusted for you people. Grab my laser pointer and let's do some stuff. Thanks for sitting around for a few minutes while we got everything figured out. And I definitely have my headset feeling weird. Was playing with some of the pupillary adjustments on it, but let's see. Let's do a career flight while we're waiting on the return of people to hop in. Hello, welcome viewer. I assume that was probably you who texted me also. Oops, somebody did though. Hey there, welcome. Let's see. Missions. Do a couple of little pickup and... Where are you taking me? Oh, don't care. Oh, let's see. What are these things? Normal flight, normal thing. And probably like a tornado thing, yeah. But easiest, quickest way to make money that's along the helicopter route will be over here in the Gulf. As a freelancer. Let's see. Yeah, let's do big weight. How you doing, other viewer? Since you're the first one in here other than me, how's this sound? Does it sound good? The game doesn't seem to be overpowering any of the voice mic audio. The settings are where they've been previously, so I'm just guessing on where they should be, but I'm definitely still new at all of this. Enterprise 209's rig needs new equipment. The tanker team stationed offshore is waiting to pick up and head back to port. ACU unit, 2,205 pounds. Wow, that's the same thing it's always weighed. We'll have to dump some fuel or sell some of that back. Accept the mission. Sounds amazing. Appreciate it. Kill or be killed. Fun play on the words there. But yeah, and also partially doing this little transport mission here because it's a very crappy way that the career mode system here operates. So I've watched a handful of videos about the, let's see, management, fuel and payload, manage fuel. We're going to bring this down to like there-ish. And I'll be honest, I cheat this system. At the end of every flight, I have an add fuel button linked to my keyboard over here, and I'll top it off at the end of these flights, and then I'll sell it off, and that's my way of feeling better, because this game still is broken 3 months into doing this. So that's my help build this so I can buy the bigger, better stuff when the game's just not thought out and not tested. So yeah, there's that. Usual ASMR levels. Thank you, Sean Scott. How are you and Belinda doing? Sorry that she had to see my reel that I posted last night. Hope it wasn't too traumatizing. But I'm a responsible armadillo, so that's what's up. Yeah, so these cargo transport missions, don't know exactly what I was getting at. Oh yeah, the career mode thing here is super weird. I've got, in my cargo transport company, I've bought a handful of Cessnas because apparently they make more money per dollar spent than... Cool, this will be an easy one. They make more money per dollar spent than if you were to buy like a big cargo jet, so it's easier and more cost effective to buy like 50 Cessnas than one giant cargo ship or one giant cargo helicopter or airplane or whatever. So I've got like I think 4 Cessnas. I don't want to like overly run the system down like that. Plus the maintenance is just annoying because there's no blanket maintenance button. I've removed the pitot cover. And then in my passenger, let's reset my view real quick. Cool. And then in my passenger company, I've got like 8 of the Robinson R-66 helicopters because it's cheaper to buy those 8 helicopters than to buy like 2 of these things. And they'll make the money, so why not get that? But they don't work. You can have the crew turned on, you can have everything going. Did you watch The Deadliest Catch? Go save some fishermen. Have watched The Deadliest Catch. Haven't seen it in a while, though. And need a camo net for sure. Haven't watched Deadliest Catch in a long time. I actually listened to a podcast, though, with their cameraman recently, which he's actually on Instagram as Airborne Camera, I think. So, if you want to hear an interesting podcast, listen to that.
Please be ready.
We'll let them talk.
Copy that we're getting in position.
Okay, but anyways, yeah, honestly, it'd be actually kind of cool to fish off these things. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, it looks like we're picking up something off the ship. So yeah, it's cheaper to buy a whole bunch of these damn aircraft.
Before you leave.
instead of
Replenishment tanker is stationed
buying a
nearby.
big one and working with it. But they
They
don't
have a
work
new
whenever
heavy
you're not
power
working,
unit
so I
on
can sit here
board.
and let
We
my
need to
game
pick
run
up.
idle. Or not even letting it run idle, just existing, because it runs on a 24-hour period, and it should do whatever as long as you've bought the things, right? You know, you would think like, okay, cool, like I've invested in all of these different helicopters. They should work whenever I'm not working, but no, they don't work. So let's say over a 24-hour period, it pays you out at 7 o'clock, or it's like 12 UTC, or midnight UTC, which is 7 p.m. my time. But anyway, so let's say over the course of a 24-hour day, let's say I log on at 7:01 and I start out at 0, and let's say I fly 1 hour's worth of missions with this right here. Then I can turn off the game and sit, then come back the next day, and all those other helicopters have only worked for the time that I've been working. So they only work if you work. So if you want your passive income sources to make you passive income, you have to be working as well. There is no being a boss in this game, which is absolutely weird that you can, or a huge oversight. I'm not going to say weird, it's a huge oversight. So anyways, we're here idling with all of our lights on. All of our gauges look good. Let's pay attention. Oh, you did maybe notice the thumbnail here. It said to use it or lose it. That's because I haven't played in like a week. So I want to make sure I don't lose my helicoptering abilities.
Rounder 6, Zargo, leaving Enterprise
But I did happen to jump right into one of the heavier lift things that we do, which is actually hard to do if we don't manage our fuel. That's why I dumped a lot of fuel at the beginning.
Wind speed 11 knots.
And my stream's already closed over on my side, but I know it's still working. I don't know if it's just the way that mine works, but if it does close on you guys, which it looks like it's just one viewer again, so I'll wait a minute. Thank you, Starlink. This is crazy. Hell yeah, dude. VR helicopter stuff's cool. But yeah, by the way, if it does happen to lose the stream on you guys, just refresh the page. I don't know if it's something to do with my Starlink or something, but sometimes it just doesn't want to play well. Okay, hit the point. And that's the only reason I really leave the blue marks on, is to hit these weird waypoints to be able to activate the next part of the mission, because if not, you don't know where you're going to get. Okay, so what we have to do here, we have to pick this up. Except our little window here doesn't do a good job. Our person sitting here is completely mute, and so are the people down there. So what we have to assume is that our pickup hook point is in the center of our helicopter, and we use our vertical mast on the boat right there, the instrument tower, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a boat fella.
Perfect position. Don't move. Captain, your position is not good.
Yeah, sure, my position is good. You're doing your job. But yeah, so I'm using that as a reference right there. So I'm looking at that vertical piece on the boat. I've got my little notification thing there. Got the green check.
Security done.
So now we pull up a little bit. We're going to put tension on this thing. It looks to me like the wind's coming from the right, so I'm even going to lean into that a little bit. And then we add some power. You see our torque all the way maxing out right there, which that's kind of our center
Rounder 6 Zargo leaving port
center
with 2
dial
bags en
screen
route to
there.
Deposit zone. Load 2,205 pounds. Zargo nice. Duty call, see you around.
Now we're going to come back over here, and I would get rid of these brackets in the sky, but I have to hit that drop area approach, or else it's not going to give me the ability to call back to the helidac of the oil rig. Why is the stream is it dying off for you guys, or is it just my phone when I'm streaming this to watch to make sure everything's still working right? Is it dying off for you guys? Will I be streaming on TikTok? I will not be downloading TikTok. There is nothing about TikTok that I am interested in doing. I may even turn off my Wi-Fi on my phone. So that way I'm not trying to do that as well. In Red Note, I don't even know what Red Note is, honestly. Yeah, I refuse TikTok, even if it were to be in normal government hands, or not normal government, but like U.S. government or U.S. ownership hands. I'm just not a fan of the predatory algorithm, on top of also not being a fan of the degradation to like attention spans and stuff like that. I kind of despise short form video. I'd rather watch somebody stream for 3 hours than do that. Okay, so now that we're here hovering over the place, I'm going to use our nice vertical bit here as a reference on how close I need to be, since they give you a super shitty deposit zone. So there's no reason to be this close to there, except that's kind of what they want. So you have to come down. I'm a bit shaky compared to what I usually am. That's what I get for not doing this in a week.
Net unstowed, load secure.
Net unstowed, low secure. How close was I there? Oh, we were pretty on point. We might have a good good score on that one. Not that I care about the precision score, but you know, better does help. A little bit more money. And now the appropriate way to set a cable down is to do it in front of where you're landing, and then back up and drag the cable from your front, so that way it's in front of you and not behind your somewhere where your tail rotor could hit it. But yeah, you can see it. It's kind of, I'm pointing with my hand. But yeah, you can see it there, so I guess it went under the skid. But also these platforms here will give you a bad ground effect bug, so I'm also having to not deal with that. This rope does have zero effect. I've thrown it through the tail rotor before just to see if it does anything, and it doesn't. So I don't have to worry about it, but it's good practice, you know, it's something good to do. Oh boy. Load secure. That's what she said. Yeah, is Red Note similar to TikTok? I honestly haven't heard of it. Also, apparently we can preserve our brakes by waiting, so we're looking at our rotor RPM there. 170. Jesus, shut up.
And we'll have power again for our morning coffee. Getting lost around here. For sure. Conditions must be pretty tough in bad weather.
170 RPM in high wind scenarios, which we are not, or 140 in normal scenarios. So what I'm doing, I'm slowly pulling up the collective here. You should not do this, but I honestly don't like waiting on the game. You can hear more chop from the rotors, and that's slowing our main rotor down quicker than what it would have been just without any sort of pitch in it. And that will save me a few dollars here and there. It's a Chinese Instagram Reels. 140, there we go. Collective down, pull the brake back. Bada bing, bada boom. As soon as that hits old 0, it'll give us a nice big mission successful. I'm pretty excited about that that drop there. It was pretty good. But yeah, so now this is the only career mode thing that I do as a freelancer. Hell yeah, drop precision 100%. The execution time, I was able to get it to 98% one time, but I'm assuming that's pick up, fly back, and set it down like immediately without like a lowering bit. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I was shaky, kind of moved my stick around a good bit, but still did it fine. Instagram China, like, of course I've never looked at TikTok, and I've never VPN'd into China or signed up as a Chinese user, because apparently it's not the VPN. Here we go, 145 grand. Thank you. What do you guys think? Another career mode thing, or are we gonna go fly around somewhere and mock some rescues? Actually, I put on an add-on. If you notice the thumbnail, there is the H-145 helicopter, which we are going to set over here in Honolulu. Or not, well, let's not do Honolulu. Let's do whatever the north side of the island is, if it loads in. Anyways, I brought back in my Airbus H-145, which I did have on Flight Sim 2020, but I decided to bring it into this, so we can do a boat rescue, in fact. And I'll be able to point out how nice of a UI system they have for actually telling you where something is in the water. So let's let this finish up. Come on, give me an airport, guys. You can load in quicker. We all love cloud-based gaming here. Here we go. Let's get here on the corner. Okay, now I haven't tried running any of their missions yet with Flight Sim 2024, so I'm not sure if the hide missions work, but we'll see. And also, I haven't flown this around or anything other than just immediately turning it on and scooting it over for that thumbnail picture. So we'll see if this actually, how it does, or if I remember the startup procedures. There we are. We're right there. Look at that thing. H-145, such a cool helicopter. I still think they look mildly silly. Don't know if that's just like the rear loading hatch, which is actually extremely good for medical missions and stuff like that. But they're super great helicopter. Twin-engined. We'll do a walk around real quick. We don't have to do a pre-flight on this since it's an add-on. But is there no winch? Oh, there is a winch loaded in. So yeah, there's a door here on the back where they can load in, and you can bring stretcher straight in and out the back. And also Finistrum tail rotor on the back, so you're not really having to worry about people clipping their heads off with it. So that's pretty solid. Got floats, got spotlights, got everything. It's actually a pretty large helicopter considering it's like what most people would assume it is. Anyways, let's get in here and let's do this. Shift C. Let's get our location kind of settled down. Ground power, no, we're not hooked up to any of that. Everything's good here. Collective is down. Let's go ahead. Generator resets, bus tie, there we go. That's good. Is this going to be a pain? Looks like it. So we're going to do this with our mouse. Battery master on. Standby battery on. Let's prime our fuel pumps. Let's get our strobe light going. Looks like normal lights there. Normal stuff going on there. That's gonna work now. That's cool. I like that. Let's go ahead and get engine 1 going to start mode. We'll let it get spinning. And once I see good ignition and start with engine 1, we can move over to engine 2. And this is going to be the cool thing. This is where we can do missions, if it works right. Still in starting. Torque dropping back down. We're hit idle, so we're good there. Start engine 2. Engine 2 is going through process now. So put that here on pilot. Nope. Don't leave wipers right now. Pitot heat on. priming pumps can go off. Transfer pumps on. Turn that. Use my mouse on that one. Landing lights I have on my cyclic here. Anti-collision lights on. Okay, that right there, if I remember right. Oil pressure. Oh, it's probably didn't get a good ignition, did you? It's weird. Okay, cool. Get rid of you. That's on like a bus type 2, I believe, or something. Avionics master. There we go. No, 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 you son of a bitch, no. And for some reason, the laser pointer doesn't work on some of these things for whatever reason. I've yet to figure it out. So a searchlight, don't need that. And I think we're good. So what we're going to do, maps and missions, mission library. Yeah, I'd like to think I'm doing all right. Rescue, medical evac, severe injury of a worker. Okay. You must install required scenery for this mission. When? No, I don't want to do France. Piss off. Abort mission. Here, we'll just do normal rescue mission. I don't want to do 75 kilometers away. I want to be close. I want to stick on this island. Dispatching to train accident. They have trains in Hawaii. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm pretty damn good. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. I'm doing my best. Open on map. Oh no. Is it not gonna work? That's still giving me to France. Yep. I did say I didn't know if this was going to work or not. close you. Would that make this better? Yeah, that's not going to work. We're going to have to, we'll just take off and do a little quick circle real quick since we're already here in Crunk. A little bit of wind coming from one side. I'm having to do some left pedal, which isn't typical of this aircraft. This is a right pedal aircraft. We'll, also, it feels different here in 2024 than it does in 2020. I don't know if that's just like the different air platform, maybe? Like the way it does aerodynamics. Those planes are basically helicopters there. Look at them go. Yeah, I'm getting some precession to the left. Strange. Yeah, forget the blinking red light on the gauge there. Let's just have fun. You know, that's just there to tell you that you're having too much fun. And this is a serious working helicopter. Airplane's taking off. Very cool. Airplane there doing something very cool. A bunch lined up. We got one taxiing around. Curious if these are players or not. Either way. Somebody name me a rural town, somewhere where you think you're going to find horses or animals. Actually, I know of one. It's a pretty cool place over in France that has some in the game here. Let's park next to this other. That's definitely a player there. Because basically, I think I have moved over also the Robinson R-22, which is a trainer aircraft, which also happens to be the controls that I have. Oh no. Hold up a second. My escape button. There we go. Okay. Cool. In flight. Go see Ratatouille. Is this a helicopter from Temu? No. No, this is Hype Performance Group, which they had built this one and another one for 2020. But this is 2024, so the compatibility is slightly off. Works good, but the compatibility is slightly off. No, fuck off. We're going over here because I know there's animals. Let that load in. Let's see, my baby came over. Hell yeah. Cowan Sim R22. Oh yeah, Alibaba's got it. Probably a good deal. Probably a better deal than what I paid. I paid like $45 or $49 for the helicopter, then $30 for the pack of like missions and stuff that it will auto-generate, which I got its use out of in 2020. But this is my first time flying it here in 2024. Sure, let's top her off. Let's see, it's giving us a load in yet. Kind of. Flight conditions. Live? Still night over here? Probably. Yeah, that looks dark. Where's a light line? All the way over there. Sad. Tisk tisk. Also, get rid of the helipads. I know that's what I want, but... What's the name of this place? Guys, what's the name of the airport I'm looking for? Grenoble? Something like that? G-R-E-N? No, I said E-N. Grenoble, that's it. So we can turn you back on for now. And we are looking for... They have an airport just up here. Le Versud. That's what we're doing. Look, they even have helicopter parking like it was made just for us. That's what I want to see. Everybody left. It got too boring, except for one. Either Belen or Sean or somebody. How you doing? But the viewers don't count. We're all about the vibes here. And I wanted to fly anyways, and the whole reason of doing this was if I'm going to fly, I might as well stream. So here we are. Oh look, they got snow over here too. Good for them. Oh. What are you? Let's back off of VR for a second. Is that still there? Nope. Okay, let's hop back into VR. My helicopter's there. Let's jump back in again. See if that fixes it. Because I really want to fly this helicopter. I don't want to... Kind of brought that helicopter over here just so I could fly it, you know? How little variation? The hell do you mean little variation? Oh. What do y'all think? Are we gonna night fly or should we day fly this area? Oh shit, hello. Look at this little boy. Look at this little thing. Hell yeah. Shift C. They lack creativity. What? Don't think I don't know where you live. Let's see. Master battery on. Hello. Welcome to the Robinson R22. Master battery on. Fuel mixture all the way there. Put the cover back on it. So that's good to go. Let's see. Turn that. Turn our strobes on first. These are very simple. I'm sitting very far forward. My throttle is mapped. Very cool. Let's go and turn the alternator on. Nav lights on. Turn our engine RPM a little bit. Start turning the clutch on. And we'll watch our rotor speed get up there with it. Match the needles. Try not to overspeed as we're warming up. Once we get her up there, we'll flick the governor on. Let's see if that takes over. And the clutch is still engaging, so we'll keep it manual for a second. And also, Sean, for helicopters, like, they have to follow a certain rule of how they're supposed to work. Blade on top. You know, blade on the back. So there's, you know, there's only so many things that they could be or could do. Looks like our governor's clicked up there. I'm not going to worry about any of the tests or anything like that. We're going to change panel options. Let's get rid of that. I don't like that. There. Actually, I am going to change the time of day if it will let me. No. So usually the button on the back of my cyclic here brings up the main menu. Oh, there we go. There's a reason I won't light. Because we have animals over here, and I want to go herd some animals. No, we're going there. Light in the valley. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's like, look, blade on the back, blade on the top, you know, like it's a helicopter. You know, that's what they're supposed to be. I don't know what you expect from them. Okay, we're good to go. What? No. Because it's updating the weather as it learns the weather that it was supposed to be. I want... Yeah. A little bit of a collective left pedal as we start coming up. And this is the helicopter out of both 2020 and 2024 that I had the most time on. I had like 250 hours on 2020, mostly in this helicopter. Very little in 2024. I downloaded it a while back, or moved it over, but I was having some issues with the game, which just turns out to be the game itself, so I took it off to see if there was a problem with that. But now that I know it's not, we can we can mess around with this. So let me land real quick and explain things that I'll be looking at while we're doing this herding. One, my governor not playing with RPM like it should. Come down here, slow the speed. A bit more left pedal as we're setting down. Okay, so things I'll be looking at. One, low G pushover prohibited. The way that this mast works, the way that this, let's look at it that way. The way that our rotor head works, you can't really do low G stuff with it. As soon as you get like a negative G force on it, it can fracture the shaft. And we all know fracturing the shaft is not a good thing. And it's called mast bumping. So if you ever hear anybody talk about mast bumping, that's what it is. And also, I will be working on managing my manifold pressure, which is this down here. Typically, we're going to try to stay in the 22, 23 and under. I don't have the actual charts for what it's supposed to be, where it would be in the book here, but I can't look at the book, I can only look at this checklist. So we're just going to assume midway in the yellow is kind of like our max manifold pressure. It's not really a degradation to the helicopter if you overdo the manifold pressure. Usually helicopters have like a torque gauge, but the Robinsons don't. They have a manifold pressure gauge. Much easier with their setups. So yeah, I'll be working on keeping that under that certain manifold pressure. Now I can go above it with my collective by pulling really hard on my collective and demanding a lot from the engine. But that'll usually give me that lower rotor RPM there, which I don't want. As you can see, I'm still recovering from that now, just because the engine doesn't have a lot of ass to put behind the rotor itself. So we're going to try not to do that, because that's how you end up. Shut up. You have plenty of throttle there. You're on the governor. You're allowed to throttle whatever you want. No, that's over throttle. I'm having to manually actuate this damn thing. Where's the rest of your friends? No, don't go on that side of the ditch. There you go. Over with your friends. Over with your... Why are you like this? I wonder if we can get them on the runway. This just reminds me of the way the Cowboys used to do it, you know? Doing a big cattle push to get out west. Everybody hops in their Robinson R22s and they start herding the cattle around. Which honestly, this is like the funnest thing that they probably didn't even think that they were adding to the game, was being able to herd animals. There used to be more in this area. Let's see if we can pop up a little bit and find some. After keeping this guy with his friend. There you go. Okay. Let's see if there's any hiding over here in the woods or something. Good, they can get PTSD. I'm sure a veterinary bill's cheaper than they can go into a psychologist. And they're horses, what do they have to worry about? Also, Berlin, Sean, I know y'all are cat people. There are cats in this game, fun fact. Don't know where to find them, though. Let's look at these other fields and see if they have anything worth chasing. But yeah, I think they've got tigers and stuff that you can go chase hogs in Texas. I don't know if they have hogs in the game. I don't see why they wouldn't. right there. I'm asked too much from the collective. What I want to do, I want to get some speed up. Which we're already at 90 knots. Which really my VY speed's like at 60 knots for my best climb. But honestly, like, even though you think helicopters can go vertically straight up or whatever, me taking this sort of path right now to chase this mountain there, it would take like a good 10 minutes of circling and climbing to get up to that sort of point. But yeah, dude, hog hunting in Texas, that'd be fun. So this helicopter is one that I've seen a recent dude I've been following on Instagram. I think he get our cargo. But yeah, I've been following this dude. No, I wanted to get rid of it. There's this dude I've been following, and they've been doing deer hunting from a helicopter. And I don't think it's hunting that they're doing. I think it's... They're netting them. They're hitting them with net guns and tranquilizer guns. From a helicopter. So I'm assuming what the play is. They have these giant bucks that they find out in the wild somewhere. Ooh, are those animals? They have giant bucks that they find out in the wild. Oh, the mother lode, guys. It's the mother lode. So they have these giant-ass bucks they're finding out in the wild. And, they're flying by with like a little R-22 like this, or an R-44 and a net gun. I think these cows just lay down. But they fly by with a net gun, they shoot the deer as they're running away with a net gun. And I think that is... chill. So that way they can pick them up, or trank them, and either do survey work on them, or they take them to like high fence ranches somewhere else in Texas. So they catch and release, basically, which they'll be hunted later, most likely. No, don't go through the trees. Don't go through the trees. There's a lake over there. Cow, you can sit down. Don't go in the water. Go back that way. You guys too. Stay over on this lakeside to keep them going that way. Stay just above the trees, a little bit back, because these trees, I don't know what their hitboxes actually are. This dude's running away that way. Trees are making me lag, but we're good. We're good. A little bit of glitchy. Not that big of a deal. Yep, just run through the cow, no big deal. A little bit of mustering. I think there was like one horse I saw over here. Yep. Go that way, bud. So I can get out of these damn trees so I'm not floating around in the glitch world. Take them all over there. I'll leave that dude alone. You know, come this way. Look at all running away. I'm smiling here, guys, doing this. I hope you understand that this is fun. Because it's basically permission to fly close to the ground and fast and with much more aggressive inputs than what you typically would. Man, they love running into the trees, don't they? Get out of here. There's no grass for you out here. How far do I influence these dudes? Because those dudes out there are running from me, but they're way over there. Maybe they do have PTSD. Belen, were you right? Am I cooked? No, you don't, bud. I see you over here. Okay, I see Sean wrote a fucking novel over here. Let me sit down for a second. Come on, Governor. You see my RPM and rotor speed gauge there? It's not supposed to do that. Okay, let's see this novel that Sean wrote. In Reforger, he took off in a helicopter with no tail and landed somewhere else, relying on weather vaning as fast as possible. I was impressed. Oh, yeah. The taking off part would be hard, but I think it would be doable. I don't know if that's a failure that I can induce. Although I can pretend that I don't have a tail rotor. Because, I mean, really, once you're kind of like at this speed here, I'm going to set, if you see my two pedals, they're evened out, so I'm creating pretty much negative, or not negative, but zero input left or right for what the tail's doing. Are you a little bit right? Even up there, you go. So what I'll do, actually I'll come and set down over here, kind of like middle of the runway, and I'll see if I can take off without touching the pedals. Let's see what my wind's doing. My wind's kind of dead. Okay. So we'll do a normal traffic pattern here, and we set down and we'll take off without using pedals. Okay, got my pedals centered. So usually I'll have to pick up and use left pedal because the helicopter will want to turn to the right. But what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of following it to the right. Still haven't touched the pedals yet. So I'm following its right torque that it's doing, and now I'm getting up fast enough by opening up my my orbit a little bit more, And now I can just basically fly without the pedals as an airplane. You just kind of have a stick in the middle. Give me, like, it'd be easier for you to look up something. But if you know of a location or an area, I will be able to fly there as long as it's a real place, you know. Because this is a one-to-one representation of Earth here, with all photogrammetry and whatever else. Also, still see my pedals haven't moved. It looks like I have a little bit left there where I might have bumped it, but yeah. So anyways, we have our forward airspeed now. We're doing like 75 knots. I'll come in and do a touchdown on the runway, just do a running landing. It's 57 degrees outside. Yeah, like the thumbnail I took, that was from New Zealand. So if you look at the thumbnail for this video, that was New Zealand on the far southwest of the island. I forget the name of it. It's like a something sound airport. Like Mitchell Sound or something along those lines. Beautiful place. A lot of stuff was shot in New Zealand, obviously, like Lord of the Rings, etc. Cool, so let's go ahead and hit the cross here, and we'll hit the base. And I'm still not using my pedals here. Really, really fast here. So what can I do, like a quick stop-ish sort of thing without pedals? There's a lot of animals in this area. This is a good place to do mustering. I swear this governor is garbage. Ooh, a little bit of separation there. want to clear these little dudes. Yeah, there we go. No pedals. Take off to landing. I'll take off again that way too, just because it was a neat little exercise. So once again, my pedals are centered. Pick up and following it to the right. Still good on my manifold pressure, building my airspeed. Pedals still centered. Shut up. I don't know if I could do cattle mustering without use of pedals, but taking off just requires kind of knowing which direction your helicopter would be going, so you can deal with that appropriately. Yeah, this is all still no pedal here, which feels weird because that's one reason I enjoy flying the helicopters, is because it involves left hand, left foot, right foot, and a lot of making sure that you're doing everything together and in sync. Okay, we'll do that again here. Slowly working on slowing our way down. Governor, do your job. Holy crap. There you go, running landing, no pedals. And back in it. Let's see. I wanted to terrorize the town a little bit while we're here, since we're in such a nice little area. And we'll do some get your pilot's license suspended flying on the way. Shut up. Also, funny thing, the way I wear my VR headset, it can do Bluetooth, but for a while I ran cable because I wasn't sure on how to stream it. Now I can stream a different way. I don't need to use the cable, but I keep it there anyways just to keep the power ran through it. But to keep the tension off of it, so I can look left and right and whatever way without having the cable get tied on my back, I pull up from the back of my head. I pull up some tension with it and then lean backwards on it. Now the place where that cable actually runs down my back, where I lean back on it, for the couple hundred hours that I have, I think I'm like 360, 370 hours total now, and this in 2020, like I have like a tingle in my back, where I think it's like an EMF thing, where humans are susceptible to electromagnetic fields. It's a known thing, and I think that's my back being near the EMF of whatever my VR cable is, since it's literally inches or millimeters from my skin, really, since it's just separated by a shirt and whatever usual rubber cable shielding there is. But I have a noticeable feeling in my back most days now. Almost like you like sat down funny or whatever and your leg went to sleep. It's like a little went to sleep line just along the line of my back. And I even had it today, and I haven't played this game in a week. So that was it's a weird thing. I wonder if anybody else has had that sort of experience with this stuff. Let's see what these helipads are. Also, so if you find a location that looks like it's a location from a movie or something, I can go there. Which actually, what I'll do, I'll land at whatever this closest one here is, a hospital, possibly, it looks like. Radiology center, is that what it was? And I'll go fly around close to where you live, Sean and Glenn. Although I won't dox you, even though I do know where Sean lives. I'll go fly around the Walking Dead area because I used to work on that show, and I'm kind of curious to see what it's how well it's been represented here in the game. Because I'm sure I've flown over that area since I like to fly in my local zone, but I don't think I've specifically looked for it. This governor's crap. It's like I'm not even like moving air through the blades to make it want to spin up like that. Wild. Boy, I can only imagine doing an approach like that with a patient in the back. If they weren't fucking dead already, they were conscious, they'd be having a time. Let's see if this gives me the ground effect bug here. No ground effect bug. I'm curious if I get it coming this way. Because sometimes it's like a directional thing. Maybe since this is a downloaded model, maybe it doesn't do it. Oh, yep, it doesn't. We just got the twist there. That's why it's being all fucking silly. Okay, cool. I'm very irradiated right now. I do have a collection of uranium in my room. So, that is a thing, actually. Also, that face balloon, that's creepy. Anytime somebody sends me that, it gives me like the little bit of a heebie-jeebies. Like, what am I looking at? Let's see, that's Southern Regional, that's the Fayetteville Air Evac. Yeah, let's actually do... How is the landing pad here at this place? I'm curious. Because they fly... 206 out of that location. Let's see. That's almost it. I'm gonna find the actual one that's close. Except they're in L3. I think this is a Jet Ranger that I'm in. So it probably doesn't have the... Oh no, they got it. Air Evac Life Team. Boom. You love it. It looks like that... Sean, show her the meme of the, of like a... I don't know where it originated from. Like the Russian dude wearing the sock cap face, and he kind of looks like that. His eyes and nose and mouth are all kind of in the same lines. I know you know what I'm talking about. I just don't know what that particular meme is denoting, or its origin is. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's showing the building here, so it probably won't spawn me in a weird way. But here in Fayetteville, there is a building right here. Oop, nighttime. Oh, are you already on? Yep. Cool. Let's make myself a little bit taller here. I don't have doors, and that's not good for medical stuff. That's not a medical setup in the back, but we are here for it. Let's see, gauge is good. Torque's good. RPM is good. Green, 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 green. Let's get rid of our little menu thing up there. Are you guys ready to go see The Walking Dead? Found it going to my IG. Let me check that real quick before we take off, because I can't text and fly at the same time. Yeah, that guy. The Bliat. Okay, back in it. Let's go. We have low viewership numbers, so I wanted to try to get other people in here, you know? Get all the homies, even if it's local homies. I'd rather have you guys in here talking and building relationships, you know. Oh, also, Sean, I don't know if you remember last time, but when we were flying down I-10 in Florida, and I was flying sideways down I-10, and there was a dude from that area of Florida. He's like, dude, we haven't seen snow down here in so long, and now that area got, what, like 6 to 10 inches? Okay, cool, we're good. Let's get off the ground. I feel like this is on the Bell 407 factory model. Yeah, usually there's a... You can kind of see that off-colored area, but there is an Air Evac Life Team base here. And that's kind of across the street from the pavilion here in Fayetteville, Georgia, and that'd be like the Harbor Freight on the left there. So what we're going to do is follow the roads. IFR. We're doing some IFR flights here. Also, even though this Bell 206B3, let me hop on the outside real quick. Nope, this button. Oh no! Okay, whatever. You know, our patient's in here for a good time. You know, they're not gonna make it, but they're gonna have a view. Actually, that's gonna bug me. Let's set down an intersection to. Alright, let's sit down in front of the firehouse up here. And what we'll do, I'll see if I can throw the back doors on real quick, because that will help with the noise a little bit. Yeah, Pensacola, yeah, they got snow down there. That dude freaking talking about, yeah, we don't get snow down here, like we have this winter storm thing coming, but it says we might get it, but they didn't get shit. And then a week later, a completely unrelated one ended up smacking them. Okay, so let's sit down here at the firehouse real quick. See if I can throw some back doors on here. Horrible approach and landing. That would not get me hired. Okay, let's see if I can... No, I want to go backwards. Weird. Nope, okay. Pensacola got snowed out. My My brother's girlfriend was down in Navarre Beach. Navarre. Wasn't he getting mad at me for saying it the wrong way? Off the ground here, do a little pedal turn to the left. Pull out of our parking place. And then ignore the rules of the road because we're in a helicopter. And let's get rid of our little markers out there so we can do this raw. I feel like I'm in the right place. Let me shrink. Also scoot backwards a little bit. That feels more natural. Okay. Let's see. Coming down here, there is the Fayetteville Square over there, so I'll start turning out this way. I'm going to come down here by Trilith, and the hospital over here. Yeah, those mounds are the trees. You know, the photogrammetry can only go so far, and I get it, you know, like it's a limitation of trying to display the entire world. Like you can't show everything, sadly. But they're trying, so good for them. Like even down here, you can see like some tree textures, but a lot of it just looks like weird, shitty ground and hills. And it smooths out some, like when I get stationary or when I have better bandwidth. You know, you can see there it kind of is refining some, but it's still a solid thing. It never thins down to actually being trees like some areas. Okay, there's the hospital here. And actually, let's scooch over to Trilith, since that's you were talking about movies and TV shows and stuff. We're gonna scoot over to Trilith because you know they're a movie TV show place, and I've worked over here doing some things. Stream dropped again, but we're back. Also, that looks like they're probably working on some older photogrammetry because the houses and stuff from Trilith here are not rendered in, because that's a whole Trilith neighborhood village now. Look at this. You can't park there, bud. Bud, you can't park there. We're in a rescue mission now, guys. There's another one. Bud, you can't park there. Oh no, he's gone. He got down. Okay. Let's make sure this guy's okay. Also, don't want to risk landing, one, because this is not exactly flat ground, but also that may crash the helicopter just because of the way the game is. Anyways, also look, the shadow doesn't show my doors being off. Wait. Oh no, it looks like it does. Looks like Trilith is now spawned in. Good. So, let me give you a quick tour of the Trilith Studio movie lot. I have worked here for Spider-Man Homecoming. I've worked here for Avengers Endgame. I've worked here for Noel. I feel like I've done a few days here and there for some other things. Come down this little road right here. They're sleepy. Cats are fighting, you know. I almost hit 2 cats fighting the other day, like pulling out of my driveway. The neighbors, not even their cats, but like some cats that show up and just kind of like live there. They like roll out of the trash cans as I'm pulling out of my driveway, and I almost hit them. So anyways, you come in the main gate here, they check your badge or your ID. You have like a little scan badge thing to where you would go through one of these gates, and if you don't have a badge, then they have to ID you and give you a temporary badge. And usually, you will come this way into one of the parking lots for crew, which typically you want to get over here. Because the closer you park to here, the closer you are to getting through this gate that walks in, and in that building that's kind of there to the left, I believe, left side, I saw they had like a little coffee shop that was there, so you could get coffee at whatever hours. The buildings right here that I'm over really aren't sound stages. I mean they are. All the big buildings here are obviously sound stages, but these smaller ones here, those are not sound stages. Those are like workshops to where like the construction people have setups and whatever. There's more back here, but they don't have those rendered in. These taller ones, though, those are sound stages. This whole little parking area right in front of us was like Robert Downey Jr.'s entire camp when we were doing Avengers Endgame. So he had the whole thing blocked off to where he'd have like family and friends hanging over and his own personal hair and makeup team or whatever. Now the place, when I didn't know Ale, that we had our props lock up was in this building over here, and you can see that there's trailers set up in this area, and we were over here on the north side of this building. That's where our props lockup was. And then other departments had lockups and stuff in this area. The buildings here are like small little businesses that are very film adjacent. They have little shops and whatever there. There's a really, really good printer over here who papers, pamphlets, whatever you want. Like they made custom the directors for Stranger Things, the twins or whatever brothers. They have a juicy fruit affliction, and they made custom juicy fruit packets from the wrappers to where it looked like an exact juicy fruit replica, but it had like their name on stuff. They even had custom stamped the foil to wrap the juicy fruit gum in. Did a Marvel trailer burn down? I don't know. If it did, I wasn't there for that part. This right here actually used to be a Home Depot that only people coming onto the sets could use, and there was another gate right there up to the main road. But that was a Home Depot right there, and it was great because it had a lot of more film-specific stuff, a lot of different tapes and glues and stuff that you don't see at normal stores, but they closed it down for some reason. It was right before COVID when they closed down, so kind of good that they didn't close it down because they wouldn't have been able to keep busy. And then, back over here, so we did, when I was on Spider-Man Homecoming, we were doing the big Washington Monument scene. And we did that back over here, in kind of like this weird backlot area. And they'll put a lot of shipping containers up there and fully like green screen those in. And they'll build a whole bunch of different stuff out here. We had like a good 60 or 70 foot of tower that we had built for the Washington Monument. But if you look at this spot on Google Maps from through different times, you can see this whole area out here changes kind of for like whatever they need big open outside world to be. And I can't tell what this would have been at that time, but they've obviously got the container set up for the green screen stuff. But yeah, there are definitely film accidents and stuff that happen on a different sets all the time. So I try to keep up, but at the end of the day, it's hard to keep up with everything. So let's see, where are we going? We'll come out here to Peachtree City, which I believe's that water tower over in that direction. Let's see. Yeah, we're kind of heading in that direction now. It's also a lot of the Marvel stuff that wasn't filmed there. We filmed in just out in the woods, you know. Like I was on in-game for a month and a half filming. We were doing additional photography stuff because they didn't have everything they needed for the final cut, I guess you could say. So they brought in 2 more units to work another 2 months or so. And it was like, other than like one scene we shot where it was like Ant-Man and his family or whatever sitting on the porch of their house, like that was like the longest thing that we shot as far as like time actually in the film itself. But for the rest of the other like 5 weeks that we were filming, it was maybe a total of like 10 seconds of actual movie time. So 5 months that they were paying a full crew, or 5 weeks that they were paying a full crew, and rental for equipment and everything for a total of 10 seconds of clips. And it was all like little insert shots here and there. So like one of them was the Valkyrie girl. During one of the final fight scenes, she says something like, they're asking like, hey, we're looking for the van, because they need to get to the quantum thing that's in the van. And she's like, I see it, but you're not gonna like where it's parked. And like that was just her saying that line, riding her whatever Falcon, not Falcon, whatever you want to call it, animal. It's dragon sort of thing. Like that was a 4 or 5 hours worth of setting up, getting the lighting right, getting the movement right, going over it with a stunt person over and over again since she was actually riding something, and all that for not much. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. I think of what. Let's see, I want to go out. Look at the industrial parks. There's the quarry. Okay. That means this is Tyrone Road, I believe. Yeah, we actually, my friend's race car shop, a Riff, shout out if you're watching this for some reason. We used to be right there in the back of that shop. So maybe we can follow these tracks down here to downtown PTC. Okay, now you go sleepy. Bye-bye. Thanks for dropping in, Belen. Sean, if you're still here, thanks for dropping in. I was just about to do a flyby of the old stomping grounds, if you know what I mean. For anybody that's in here watching, the stream dies on you, just open it back up. Starlink's being silly. And we're doing a movie tour of Middle Georgia because I work in the film industry. And this is a good way to kind of share some of my knowledge on different places that I've seen and that I've been. Right now we're currently following, I believe it's 74 south towards Peachtree City downtown. Or downtown Peachtree City, Georgia. We already checked out Trillis Studios, which used to be Pinewood Studios, which is where they did all the Marvel stuff, and I did a handful of Marvel things there. Right now, we're coming down to the main intersection on Peachtree City. I'm actually going to do a small maybe even a touchdown at one of my old jobs here, just to see how feasible it would have been. A lot of power lines and stuff in the area though, so it wouldn't have been a very good place to fly in to work. And it looks like they've got a lot of trucks and stuff rendered into the parking lot there. So let's see. Yeah, I don't think that will be stoppable. Cool, let's talk about some fun helicopter things while we're here in this area. We're just in the Peachtree City, Georgia area. There's actually a very cool helicopter place here. Actually, I'm curious if it will stop glitching on me for a second. Let me see if it marks as one. Nope, shows Atlanta Regional Field. But as you can see, this box right here, this is at the back of a place called Clayton International. Now, if you look it up, there's really no information on Clayton International, funny enough. Not that I've been able to find with easy searching, but what they do, which you really can't tell by any of the weird photogrammetry stuff, but they are parts, maintenance, manufacturing, and stuff like that for some big boy helicopters, like Black Hawks, 53s, stuff like that, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly all the airframes that they touch on, but I want to say Black Hawk was one of them. I believe the 53 was one. They might even be doing like some Sikorsky, like S-92 stuff now. I don't think they're doing any like 225 stuff with Airbus things. But this is Clayton International, or at least the back of it, the back of Clayton International. And they do a lot of big boy helicopter shit. And if you look at the satellite view of this area, you can actually see a lot of airframes from either ones that have just been timed out or wrecked out, or whatever the case is, that they either using for parts or that they'll be restoring or something. But you would think that they're actually doing stuff with functional vehicles because there is a helipad here. So yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah, all those things lined up there that you're seeing, that would be bodies of helicopters and whatever. Let's come on down the street here. Let's see if we can point out another helicopter place if it looks obvious. But it's kind of just like a smaller building in the trees. Let's see if I can remember which one it is. It'll be hard to tell just because this is a really off rendering in a game or a sim. Kind of looking at driveway styles of these places. It might be that one. Or there might be one in there. Anyway, what it's called a Prime Industries. No relation to Logan Paul or KSI, but they're like an aircraft parter outer. Where they find one for cheap or slightly crashed or whatever. I know they actually have I think EC-135 airframe right now for sale for way more than what I want to pay. But I think it'd be a neat thing to have, but it's been completely stripped out down to nothing that's useful anymore. Yeah, that's another helicopter specific place. Let's do a wrong approach here to Atlanta Falcon Field. I'll dox one of my other friends' old workplaces. Mostly because I'm in a touring mood right now. If you don't like it, then adios. My viewership's not exactly good tonight, so I'm not missing much of somebody leaves. I'm just here to yap. My friend used to work in this building here. He's now moved to a very cool company up at PDK. Shout out to Brady. I want to say the khakis keep their, like the Chick-fil-A khakis keep their stuff in this hangar here. There's a fighter jet monument here at the main parking lot of Falcon Field. Anyways, the whole point of this flight here, other than taking off from an Air Evac Life Team base and an Air Evac Life Team helicopter, is to, we're going to Sonoya. We're going to the Walking Dead area. We're doing movie tours here on Multi-Shot Matt tonight. But yeah, they also do big air shows here. I was there a few months ago for Blue Angels, and I even stood in that little area there to watch the F-22 Raptor demo team, which was unreal. That plane breaks physics, and I understand that they want bigger jets to carry more missiles and armament, such as the F-35, to be a more multi-mission sort of airplane. I understand. The F-22 is still extremely phenomenal to an extent that if you've never seen it fly in person, it's one of those things. It's about like the Grand Canyon when you're trying to explain to somebody how amazing the Grand Canyon is and how big it is, and oh my god, the pictures never do it justice. That's the case with the F-35. The F-35 is not done justice by what videos and pictures can show you. It's just a phenomenal airframe. The only downside is it was designed at a time, I believe. Oh, that's just the lighting. I believe it was designed and built at a time to where not a lot of the inter-battlefield communications, but let's just say between it and like the AWACS and other things and stuff, where it had to be bounced around and centered by something else to reach everything else. Where it, anyway, it just wasn't able to effectively communicate with everything else in the area, which is sad. It's such a capable airframe, and I hate that they're not making them anymore, I believe. But it was insane. It's such a cool air show to see that. Blue Angels were sick, don't get me wrong. Like watching all their super tight deltas and the singles come through and all the close formations. Yeah, of course it was neat. Okay, here we go. We're getting to this intersection here, so we're going to brake right. And kind of follow this more this way, southwest-ish. And we're going to be heading over to the Walking Dead area. At a good old tour airspeed of 80 to 90 knots. Maybe get up around 100 or so. We're in no hurry though. Still good on fuel. Cool, cool. Also, do I have wire cutters on this helicopter? Oh, there's no wire cutters? Lame. Yeah, I have this, you're not from the area. We're in Georgia, Sonoya area, middle Georgia. A lot of snow yesterday, not so much in this particular area. Let's go bother these cows real quick before we get over there into the horses. Actually, we filmed over here in this field before. Or not in the field, but kind of in the woods over here. I want to use the main place first. But we got a decent winter storm yesterday. Got about 2 inches of snow where I'm at, which for middle Georgia is not bad. But if you think about it being the last week, we had about a 6 to 8 inches up in northern Georgia. Get out of the road, idiot. 6 to 8 inches in northern Georgia. Also, I don't have to circle back around here. We kind of filmed in the woods, like kind of underneath where I'm at right now. For a scene, there was like a bow and arrow in the scene. I forget what the scene was, but that was a Walking Dead scene. We're over here in the Walking Dead zone. Almost look like my check lights around there. Yeah, films and filming stuff, like they'll usually stick around certain areas. They'll try to stay near their main studio location, which is that gas station everybody used like almost every morning and night going home, so you'd always see crew members and stuff there. And now we come down this thing. Actually, that's a airport neighborhood right there. Is it listed? Yeah. It's an airport neighborhood right there. I forget the guy's name. He was a Top Gear America NASCAR announcer. Rutledge Wood. He used to have a place in that neighborhood there. So anyways, you come down this road here, and eventually there's like a big gravel lot over to the right. That's where they park background and stuff a lot of days. They slow down a good bit more. Once you get here to the top of the hill, there's really nothing else, so you'd actually have the walker stalkers, the people that are super, super, super into the show. They would hang out kind of underneath of us here and wave at the buses and vans and stuff as they went by. Now, coming back down in here, that's the main crew parking area, just out the right window there. I find a good collective thing here to hit a hover. I was about to say right there is where catering is, but you can actually see the catering truck set up. My laser pointing. So that's catering. We would eat inside there. Catering done by Mario is super, super good. The props warehouse and the set deck and stuff was in there. And they would kind of use these different stages as sound stages, but it's not as, nowhere near as vast as what Pinewood Trilith was or any of those places. Come show you some locations. Also, the prison set, and what eventually would be turned into Negan's area, was that right there. They turned that into looking like the front of the prison, and the fence and everything was there for all the Negan stuff, and the wall and whatever. Come back here, follow these paths through the woods. They've done some scenes in the lakes or ponds back here. I think they did more in that one there versus that one. I think that was the one where there's like a flaming houseboat or something. I don't know, I want to say there was a zombie flame thing at one point. Looks like they have the hilltop rendered in, so that's cool. We'll go over there. A lot of the dirt roads and stuff that you saw was all over here. Gabriel's church was actually kind of underneath where the front of the helicopter is right now. Over in that area, this area here. Over here is the hilltop. So if you're familiar with the hilltop community, that's actually when I started. I was actually a background person in The Walking Dead for a little bit, and eventually worked my way into crew. I kind of bounced back and forth some just because I wasn't busy all the days. This right here would be the hilltop. All the little trailers there. There's the main house thing there. The blacksmith shop where you would usually see me during all the scenes would be right there. So if you want a face reveal, if you don't want to look at other things on the channel, you can go search through like season 8 or something like that, and you'll see what the what I looked like there with full wardrobe and makeup to look like a blacksmith. And then if you come back this way, the seaside community, we did go to the beach to do some actual ocean scenes. But the seaside community, I don't know if it's going to be rendered in. Let me put some altitude up here so I can see if I can see a building. No, it's not rendered in. But yeah, we had a few buildings kind of back here through the woods. That was the seaside community. But you really can't see them just because they were pretty much under heavy tree cover. You want to talk about, I forget the name of the community, but the big one that everybody would always go to Sonoya for was the one that was in downtown Sonoya where they had the big wall. Alexandria? Was that what it was called? Was it called Alexandria? Or am I just thinking of something that's not right? Let's go. Come back up here to downtown Sonoya. filmed a lot on that little road there that connected 16 to whatever this road's called. I think it was Alexandria. I think that's kind of the big thing with downtown Sonoy being so popular. Which the place where the governor was, I believe, Woodbury, I think is what they called it. And that was also downtown Sonoya. Yeah, I think it was Alexandria because they were supposedly living up in the D.C. area. I believe that was the storyline that they traveled from Georgia, where we're actually at now, up to the D.C. area. Kind of glitchy here, being near all the trees. Yeah, so here's downtown Sonoy, and that would be like the downtown Woodbury area. And then this whole neighborhood thing right there, that is Alexandria. And you can see that the wall's kind of rendered in. The wall has since been taken down. I think they left like maybe 1 or 2 panels up just for like tourism's sake. But that was an actual neighborhood, and there was people that lived there. So I want to say there's people that lived in one of these 2 houses, one of the houses over here, and I think one over there. And there was a day where we were filming a big shootout scene over here, and we were sitting on their porch, and they were just outside talking to us. And they've just dealt with the production for that long, and so they were friends with them, and they were cool with it, and they're making good money anyways. They had a very safe neighborhood because there was full-time security there to keep people from bothering the active film set. I'm not saying I want to live in a neighborhood like that, but it wasn't that bad, you know. If I had the money to buy into that, man, I would have wanted to buy one of those places ahead of time. That would have been I don't want to say a good investment, but could have had a very nice place to stay in, a very cool place, and been able to flip it later to anybody wanting to live in that area, which is already a nice place, or just wanting to live in the area because it's a Walking Dead thing. Actually, I'm going to need to sit down for just a second to grab something. So we'll do a quick little emergency landing here in this cul-de-sac. Or half cul-de-sac, I don't know what you want to call this. Very slow. Don't want to get into any sort of vortex ring state or settling with power. Okay, I'm not going far. I'm literally just leaning backwards, but I can't do this while I'm flying. Ugh. I monitor my stream with my phone, and my phone was dying. Very close to dying. Turn off the adaptive charging, back into it. Okay. So we're going to go up to Atlanta. I do see that there's another person watching right now. If you have a location that you would like to go see flown, or a helicopter airframe you would like to see flown, please let me know. I'll gladly do that. Until then, I'm just kind of flying and rambling myself, you know? So I'll gladly take any sort of input from a viewer. It puts me somewhere where I don't want to say out of my element, but it's almost like I'd rather be doing somebody else's challenge or somebody else's thing and they can do. Because right here, I can just, I don't want to say autopilot, but mentally, be on autopilot and not worry about it. Let's see, we're back over Peachtree City. And don't forget Atlanta. Let's pop down over here. We'll call it a day for this location. And I'll go somewhere else. Actually, I want to see if this thing auto-rotates. I'm not sure this Cowan Sim model has auto-rotation modeled. I know their R22 does, because I've done that a good bit. But we're going to hit an auto-rotation with this thing. Grab my laser pointer. Fuel valve. Off. Oh no, we're losing RPM. Goodness, this thing is not a good thing at keeping RPM. Holy crap. Yep, not good, guys. Whop. Actually, I want to try that again since it's given us the opportunity to try it again. But I will see if I can be quicker on the sticks to see if it can happen. But I think it's just not modeled. I was able to keep some rotor RPM, but it was almost nothing. And I don't think the Bell 206 is that hard to auto-rotate. I think it's just a bad model. Which I don't know the fly-inside models were moved over here yet. Collective down. Yeah, maybe I just didn't catch it quick enough. It seemed to be floating on right here. Just going to kind of aim center field. Still, my rotor RPM is decaying heavily. Even though I'm giving it its absolute best. Yeah. This thing, it did better there, but it just, I don't think it's modeled correctly for auto rotations in flight. Cowan Sim, work on that. The fly-inside one does it. Fly-inside one even has a retreating edge rotor or a blade stall modeled. Let's pick a place first before we pick an airframe. I actually have a friend who may be interested in watching. I'll send him a link thing. Weird. Oh, cool. Definitely a fake account following me there. Whatever. And we're gonna go fly Middle East area. Send my friend a message. Live, homie. If you're up. And also, while I'm doing this, I'm brainstorming of where I want to be. Feel free to fast forward, you know, a good 2 or 3 minutes. Let's see. We're gonna do. Goodness, look at all these damn helipads over there. I think Ferrari World's like right here or something. Yeah, there it is. Ferrari World. I believe that's Yas Marina also. Yeah, because there's a... Yeah, Ferrari World, Yas Marina, Yas Island. Kind of a giveaway. Because I've always wanted to fly into Abu Dhabi International and just basically walk across the street over there to go see that. Let's see where we want to spawn here. Set as departure. Let's do this one. Save and back. Start flight. Kind of want that retractable gear feeling, you know? Oh. Over in the fuel box while the fuel trucks. Fellows. Where's my textures? Hey, there they are. Where are my textures? There they are. Okay, first thing first, we're going to need to turn the master battery switch on. But before that, let's make sure that our gear is showing down and our parking brake. Hot air entry, all that stuff's good. Parking brake on. Throttle's down. Very cool. Engine starters are turned off. Let's make sure all of our breakers are good. Cool, 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 cool. I can't read these damn things. Main battery on. Those are all pitos, cabin stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn our fuel valve on. Turn our fuel valve on. And turn the primer pumps on. At this point, we should be able to start engine 1, I believe. Watching my gauges. Cool. No. Chill. Chill there. Chill. There you go. Sick. No. No, I want 2 to start now. Nope. There's 2. Stop blinking at me. Stop blinking at me. Make sure I'm holding all my sticks right and everything. Let's go and turn our generators on. Turn our inverters on. Instrument lights. We can turn off the prime. Close the lid. Close the lid. We're running on that one. We can turn off the prime. We can turn on the pitot heat. Anti-collision position lights. Turn on that pitot heat. Shut up. What are you doing? I know you were running. Don't give me that shit. Fuel tank gonna connect. Brakes. What? Don't give me that shit. Don't spawn me up there. I don't even have my gear down. Put me back where I started. You already replaced me with a fucking glider in the fuel box? Gliders don't have fuel, bud. Blow his little dumb lightweight ass out of the way. Okay, cool. So we'll turn a parking brake on. Shut up. Yeah, so what happened there, as I throttled up, my actual peripherals that I use are not self-centering, so even though I thought I was holding center, it tilted me back and I think gave me a tail strike for the rear rotors, for the tail rotor. And it kind of did one of these things like that. What up, different hydraulics? Okay, cool. Now, it was giving me something about hydraulic system, which I believe I had everything set correctly. Let's see. Oh, my light's on though. Weird. Okay, anyways, off we go. We're gonna go check out this damn sandstorm. I'm going to do the extremely responsible thing here of just as we're off the ground, basically hovering, put my gear up. Helicopters with the gear up look damn cool. Some of that's not cool. Actually, what I want to do, I'll put gear down, just so we can see it look uncool. Oh no. It's so hard to control when I'm not in the correct view. Like when I am outside the helicopter, I have no idea what it's doing. It's look at that. So cool. I get it now when people say skids are for kids or whatever the elitists say. Like, sorry, some of us can't afford geared helicopter. There's all rocks down there. Yas Marina. Cool, so we're looking over that direction. Let's go and get rid of those. Let's turn the afterburners on this Airwolf real quick. Let's head on over here. amount of money that is spent on infrastructure out here, especially in populated areas with the bigger attractions and stuff like that, is unreal. And a lot of it's just like a big FU to like what the nature is out here. And cool, you're in a desert, yeah, and you're near the ocean, sure, so there's like water there a bit. But I mean, really, like, it's salt water that's over there in the Gulf. That's not the way Ferrari World looks, but you know, that's cool. I'm sure there's a like an aftermarket downloaded path. At least they have the is that a runway that they have on the backside, or is that just like an announcing tower for the racetrack? Going the wrong way up the back street. Abu Dhabi. Because really, if I remember correctly, the back straight comes down like this. Then depending on what race course you're doing... Shut up. We're fine. I literally know what I'm doing. Comes this way. You have a pit section over there that you can use. Like a garage is like. I don't know if this is main course though, because there's so many different like options for courses and stuff. Shut up. Literally nobody asked. Is there a horn mute button on here? Anyways, comes around this way. A little bit of a beep and a little bit of a boop. That's a cool building. It'd be sick if they had that rendered in. See there, I feel like we're going the wrong way on that one. I feel like that's actually supposed to be on our right. It looks like all the little starting ticks are facing this way. Comes down and around. Pit exit. Yeah, this is where all like the different multiple courses and turnoffs are. I guess for different I don't want to say leagues, but different events and stuff. They have a short course, a long course, something more motorcycle friendly or whatever. Anyways, back down the backstretch here. Abu Dhabi, Yas Marina Circuit, ladies and gentlemen. Throw some collective, get the speed, pull back, over torque my ass. We're just flying for fun. I see I got one person in here watching now, so hey there, welcome. We're flying around Abu Dhabi Yas Marina Circuit and Ferrari World just because I was interested in seeing what it is. And I've got one of those online homies who lives out this way, so I wanted to do a little bit of flying in his area. Ferrari World, they have looking like a fucking apartment complex out here. This is Ferrari World. They got Ferraris in the world or something. Looks like a little roller coaster. Very sandstormy day today though here. Those helipads? What is that? Yeah. We'll make that a spot to go. Let's do a little bit of a slowdown here. Kill our airspeed. We're way too fast for gear at the moment. Gotta pull back and slide our ass in around. Use the air to turn us and slow us down. Gonna make an approach just coming in here on this way. Gear down. There's rocks on that one, so we're not going to do that one. I wanted to go for that one. We'll hit this front one up here, closest to the building. Let's check my parking brake there. Yeah, back on the approach path, if you want to call it that. Actually, I want to do helipad 1 over here, because we're better than helipad number 2. Can't see a windsock over here. Anybody see a windsock? I must not believe in those here. Okay, there we go. Parking brake on. You can shut your mouth. We are on the ground. Take that throttle down. Just turn off all that. We don't need none of this no more. Boost. Hydraulic system. Okay, that's the buttons I was looking for earlier. Cool. Is there a rotor brake in this thing? Not there. Is it a side rotor brake? Blackout panel. Hey! That's newer. That's cool. Anyways, let's, got any location suggestions? Feel free to let me know. In flight, kind of glitchy. A lot of sand was flying live, so I didn't want to. But yeah, Ferrari World's supposed to be very, almost look like a giant tent thing. What I want to do, I want to check out my local racetrack. So I usually fly out of my local airport, which is Hampton, Henry County, here next to Atlanta Motor Speedway, which they've done a great job making this actually look like a racetrack compared to the way it used to in Flight Sim 2020. But what I want to see we're gonna have to let this load in because I don't know if I'll be able to find this in the dark. Let's see what helicopter we want to do. We'll do A-Star, just because I like the A-Star. Passengers. That's fine. Back in what we want to do, we want to take off of Barrow County here. Let me zoom in and pick a spot so we can start cold and dark. Actually, let's find some light. I have yet to check out this racetrack in Flight Sim 2020. It was a horrible representation of what it was, but then also Flight Sim 2020 wasn't as detailed as what this one is. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. It's going to be nice to see what this actually is this time. Let's see, we're at 11:16. Cool. Oh, don't lose me. Oh. Yeah, the ground's way up there, honey. We're Yep. Let's try that again. Thank you, cloud-based gaming. Three people. Oh, man. Big stuff today. How are y'all doing? Who is it? Any of my regulars in here? Or are y'all unique viewers new to the multi-shot mat helicopter yapping channel? And also, on that, how'd you find me? Was I, something where you saw me post in one of the Discords or a group chat? Or were you somebody who happened to find me through the normal YouTube algorithmic ways? Or were you actually searching for helicopter live streaming? I seem tall. Good thing, I guess. And I'm not going to check in the other stuff because it's good. Now what we are looking for here is... I actually can't zoom out with my laser pointer. I'll have to use my mouse. Oh. I guess they have a marked helipad there. KJPOQ. Add to flight plan. After. I don't know how this works. Direct to. I wonder if that will send it automatically to this. Okay, so if you're curious how to turn this thing on, we have a main battery master switch here. We have fuel pump on, anti-collision on, so that way nobody walks into our tail rotor. We'll turn on our display so we can see them, and we flip our engine start to the on position. At this point, we'll see our N1 starting to rise, as well as our temperatures and everything else starting to go together. Once it gives us a successful engine ignition, it'll kind of go to a generalized gauge, which is a culmination of all of these numbers together in a form that makes it easily readable to see how much engine performance you have left. See, there we go, popped over that. The FLI. Actually, I'm sitting a bit crooked in here. Let's see if we can fix that. Okay, cool. I like that. Scoot forward. What is that? KJPOQ? I have no idea how this works. Oh well. Anyways, that's running now. Let's go and get our generator on since that's calmed itself down. Turn all that on. We can turn the fuel pump on. That's only there for priming. Everything else is mechanically run. We can flip that up to flight. Turn our taxi lights on. My landing lights are already on. Let's center that on us. Actually, is it able to send route to avionics? Whatever, basically I'm just going to head at like 300 heading. So that's all good. We'll see our torque drop down there. So now we're actually at a good RPM. You can see our RPM's good there because we're in the green. Let's see. We're clear there, clear there. None of our numbers are indicating red. Why are you showing me extra torque there? No, that's because I wasn't holding the stick straight. nonsense self-centering stick, so it does that sometimes. Do I have any passengers behind me? No. Okay, cool. Let's see if we actually have a ATC thing here available. Tune KWTR traffic. Announce taxi.
Kilo Whiskey Delta Romeo, traffic November 65, 916, is taxiing to runway tree 1.
I'm fucking taxiing to dick. A helicopter. What I'll do, I'll actually go over to runway 31. And, let's not take off from parking here. Let's blow all these assholes around. We're just gonna hit me with a taxi speeding. Run this fucking idiot over. Pay attention on the ramp, you cunt. Good. Actually, we're gonna take off from the taxiway here. Clear right, clear left. Hit that slide in like that. KWDR traffic, this is helicopter November 65916, departing to the northwest from taxiway, whatever the fuck this is. We will remain clear of the active, and we will be staying under 1,000 feet AGL on the way out. KWDR traffic. Let's roll. Get rid of our menu. Road Atlanta main paddock. Look at that. Don't need you. Because we got our Siri right here telling us where to go. Because I don't know how to send it to my avionics. Let's see. Departure. Destination. What was the name of that destination again? KJPOQ. KJPOQ. Approach procedure. Direct. Cool. I'm happy with that. Send her out to avionics. Zoom out on that so we're not glitching everywhere. Also have no idea how that works, so whatever, we're just gonna wing it. If you're an actual pilot, I have viewers here now who are probably actually pilots who are watching me try to dick around with a Garmin. I have no clue what I'm doing, guys. I apologize. I follow roads. I don't know what you want from me. Maybe that's something better done before getting into the air. Oh, there we go. Need that fresh air. Also, I think it gives a bit more helicopter noise for those that are caring about not listening to me talk. So, since there's a few more of you guys in here now, who are you? Welcome. Feel free to say something. Flying and talking alone, although possible, obviously. It's much more fun with homies. That's why I keep looking over here, because I'm looking at my phone to read the chat. And the last person to say something was Belen. God rest her soul. She's asleep right now. Nothing bad happened. She's actually just resting. Currently, though, we are here in North Georgia, just north of Winder, Georgia. I think the Bartow County Airport is where we took off from. Runway, or the taxiway that was adjacent to runway 31. And we are heading up to Road Atlanta because that's my local-ish racetrack. And I'm curious to see how much justice Flight Sim 2024 happened to do to it. 2020, not the best. 2024, fingers crossed, we'll see if it's actually good. And it looks like we'll be flying over... No, I think that's further to the right. I'll say the Year One warehouse. Just kind of like a muscle car restoration place. I don't even know if Year One still exists. I haven't paid attention to that in so long. I used to work for Summit Racing. So I had a good idea of, I don't want to say our competition. Look how big this fucking tower is here. Holy shit. That's a day fucker right there, isn't it? Let's hit a hover up on this bitch. Let's pick somebody up off of here. Hello. Okay. If I had planned that approach, that would have worked out a lot smoother. Now that we're leveled off, and also your light's broken. Should fix the light there, bud. Anyways, let's not do dangerous things, shall we? They should add that stuff to the map, although it would be on charts. Can I change that? No, obstacles aren't on? Can't do that. Damn, that sucks. Okay, anyways, I can actually get rid of this now. I know where I'm at. We're back to VFR, boys. No longer using iPad flight rules. Of course, I say I know where I'm at. Okay, cool. There's that road. So that's Year One, kind of there, right next to the interstate. Grab my pointer. I believe that's the... is or was Year One of those places. It looks like Road Atlanta over there because that road from that exit kind of comes this way, comes that way, goes up there. So that looks like the main paddock area there. And that's where we're heading. I want to kind of fly around the, whatever speedway's across the street from it. I forget the name. But I've done a few drift events up there with friends. Hey, it's Cam. Could you fly at Land Motor Speedway, see what image they have of my house? Yeah, give me a second. I want to check out Road Atlanta here. Also, I've never been to your house. I have a general idea of where you're at. I think I may have saved it on my map. But if you text me or shoot it to me on Instagram or something, I'll make sure I hit the right place so we can show you. I don't want you throwing it up in the big old popular YouTube chat with everybody else, you know, all one other person, and the potential for up to like 2 or 3 other people to see it as a VOD later. That's like the standard drift course look set up there, about standard. And now they do actually have a helipad here at Road Atlanta, which we'll come smack down on this real quick, and then we'll do a lap. Make sure we get our tail out of the street. Here. Where's that wire going? Okay, cool. Insert the message. Yeah, Cam, if you're here, text me or DM me or add in. I'm looking at my map now. I don't think I have you map saved. I know generally what neighborhood you're in, but I don't have your spot. You know what I mean? Yeah, there it is. Let's see. So we approach our planes heading southwest into the track. Map. Okay, cool, I gotcha. Google doesn't like your address apparently, so I had to do my own thing with it. Okay, let's fly Road Atlanta real quick. I got a couple of friends who have actually done quite a good bit of stuff here for the motorcycle world. Also, Cam, would you like me to retake off closer, or would you like me to fly all the way from Road Atlanta down there? I'm cool with either. One will just take a few minutes, another will take less than a few minutes. I'll leave that choice up to you which way you want me to do it. Yeah, they did the motorcycle movie, One Fast Movie. He was the stunt coordinator for the motorcycle stuff here. And then another guy I know, Rudy, was the helicopter pilot, flying this actual type of helicopter, the A-Star ES-350 or H-125, I forget which one they had. But they would do all their filming and stuff with this particular type of helicopter. Very versatile camera ship. Of course, these trees aren't there in real life, so I'd be able to actually get closer to the track without all this crap going on. Goodness. Look, there's a tree in the track there. Bushes in the track. I guess since they don't have it registered as a road and it's just kind of like photogrammetry in as a just like ground textures or whatever, that they're not worried about grasses or bushes getting into it as much. All the RV parking down here. Fly there. Got it. Back stretch. When they were filming One Fast Movie, he said they were actually getting up to 150 or so miles an hour doing this because they wanted to do actual full speed shots for the movie. It's on Amazon. It's a Prime movie. It's actually #1 in category for a little bit, for like 2 or 3 weeks or so. Of course, I don't know what category that is, but it was 1 or 2. A good job to Dave and Kevin and Rudy and all my stunt friends who did that. The motorcycles will typically go straight, but the cars do that hard right here, basically flat out, and that's their path. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to grab our altitude back. We're going to start heading southeast or southwest. here. Yeah, there it is, KHMP. And now we're going for it, bud. I got your live traffic. What is that? What the hell? We're gonna check out Godbeam over here for a second. Can you guys see that? I'll look at my stream real quick and see if it pops up. I'm almost damn sure a tower this tall does not exist. There's no way this tower is this fucking big. Holy shit. Not a damn chance. I'm gonna have to verify this in real life, because I know this is not a visual anomaly in the game. There's no way in hell. This thing's taking out fucking 747s at this height. This has to be some sort of glitch. Start slowing down a bit because I actually want to summit this bad boy. It doesn't look that high, but it's still a huge ass tower. I know big ones exist, but this thing just seems like it's unnecessarily big. And it looks like it keeps changing elevation, so I don't know if the data's bad. Either way, onward. Onward on the real mission. Let's go. Let's see, we're gonna get down to 85, kind of cross over there at winds, ish. There's PDK. We're gonna put as much speed as we can on this to kind of increase our chance of getting there. So actually that's Lawrenceville. PDK's further north. Okay, cool. Nifty. Actually, let's add a little bit of this. Weather, live weather. Clear skies. Snow. Whoa. Let me fly instrument here for a second, guys. I didn't want that much snow. We may crash ship. Couldn't see my gauges there. And we're coming down, coming down, coming down. Flying level, flying level. I was going to do this because we were snowing the other day. Holy shit. When you can't see gauges and you're up there in the soup, you can't see a fucking thing. Holy shit. VFR, IFR is scary shit. Let's see, we'll need to turn right to get back on course. Ooh, the snow is, actually making it pretty hard on the computer. Or at least on the sim, my computer's still running fine. Cloud-based gaming, taking a big L here. Oh, oh. Here's guys. Shoo. A lot of particles there. Not happy. Okay, anyways, back to it. Sorry about that, passengers. It started snowing on us all of a sudden. Don't know how that happened. Get rid of that. This cable can fuck off. Let's see. There's a big one near the track like that. It was near the Airbnb. Need to hop closer, that's cool. So what I'll do, I'll put a little bit more altitude on here and we won't hop closer. We'll just speed to 3 clicks forward. We kind of sim rate ourselves at 3 times speed here. There's Lawrenceville Airport, which, actually, since we're here, let me point out a cool thing to you. If you look at Will Trent Season 1, I forget the episode, but there is a part where, like, men that are going to, like, a, not an AA meeting, but like a whatever meeting, are going missing. And then Ormwood, one of the police officers, ends up going missing himself because he was investigating. And when you're wondering where that particular location is, since we were doing film tours earlier, it was actually this farm right here. So when you see him walking up the street trying to see if anybody's there, he's actually walking up this path. And then when he's checking on the barn to see, like, oh my god, looking in the barn to see where, see where the thing is or whatever, it's, that barn there, or one of these barns here. Anyways, that's that location. There's a fun movie fact for you. Okay, let's get some altitude again. We'll pop Stone Mountain on the way over, and then we'll head down to Henry. Let's get our speed up. 1, 2, 3. Now, coming up here ahead of us, at 3 times what this helicopter would normally be traveling at, is Stone Mountain. I believe it's one of the natural wonders of the world. It's the largest piece of naturally exposed granite, I believe. I don't know if that's just here or if that's anywhere, but it's a giant piece of exposed granite. They do a laser light show there every night or something like that. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Let's slow ourselves down again. Stone Mountain is higher than the ground around it. How much higher, though, I couldn't tell you. I'm going to find a particular parking lot thing here to show you. Let this load in. I think we filmed on the back side over here. Maybe it was over here. Let me, we got a few seconds. Y'all are along for my ride anyway. This is my world. Yeah, that's where the stuff's carved in for the show. What is that circle down there? Do they have a helipad? No. They do. It's just not marked on... Well, it's marked on there 92 GA. Anyways, if you watch the movie Civil War that Alex Garland released, and you see the downtown Washington, D.C., and when they were storming Washington, D.C., that actually took place in this parking lot here. We rebuilt like the first and a half story of Washington, D.C. in this parking lot. So all the fighting in the streets and then going through the main gates and all that stuff, that was right here. We had a couple of streets kind of built in this parking lot, and that's where we filmed it at. So no, we weren't in D.C. A lot of that was just filmed around Georgia, different locations. Anyways, 2, 3 clicks fast, and back to scootin', boot scootin' boogie. Keep following this down. Kind of following roads and areas that I know here. Don't really need the iPad, but it's there. That's 20. We're actually going to work our way over to 75 South. Looks like Lake Spivey ahead, I believe. We'll see here shortly. Yeah, because it looks like we're coming up on the 75 area here. Yep, this right here is Lake Spivey. Good rich person lake here in the Jonesboro, Georgia area. The Cathys, as in the people that I showed you their hangar earlier, where they store their private jet, actually have a house over here. You get your own private helicopter tour of Georgia. It's nice. There's crime everywhere, but pretty much not in the neighborhoods that are here on the lake. You want to come out and party, you can't. It's a private lake. It gets about 40 feet deep in the deepest areas. You can kind of stand in this area right here because it's shallow near the dam. If you want to be somewhere that's like 10-ish feet deep that everybody likes to party at, you kind of come over here into this little cove right here. It's kind of like the party cove for everybody. So I have a friend that lives on the lake. There's a famous NFL player, I don't know who it is, but he has this house here. He built his own little beach on it. Cool for him. Money's amazing. This island right here with a house in the middle that's not actually rented in the game was recently for sale for about $2.5 million. If you don't live on the lake, sometimes you can get lake access and you have community docks, such as the one that's kind of rendered underwater right there. That's where my friend stores his boat. And he lives right under us right there. Right there under us. Anyways, Jodico Lake on the other side, you have horsepower limits and stuff on all of your boats, so it's not as cool, but you're kind of in the nice area, so that's nice, I guess. Looking like we're low on fuel, so I'm going to add a little fuel click in there for us. Also, if y'all haven't already, I've been yapping for like 2.5, 3 hours. Click the like button. Doesn't hurt you, helps me. It's a pretty cool deal. And if you're not subscribed, do that thing. But I think that everybody here probably is. Or you just see me posting in the Discord and you haven't clicked subscribe yet because you're not into helicopters. That's understandable, not everybody can be perfect. I am full stick forward right now and I am taking all the torque I can out of this thing. We are getting to your house, Cam. I lost everybody when I asked for them to like and subscribe. It happens. But yeah, also after this, I'll be getting off after we do this. I'm going to do a auto rotation into the airport there after we check the location. After we rescue our friend here. close? Oh, yes, very close. Cam, is this tower real? What is this? It's like an old smokestack or factory or something near you? I don't feel like they just render this in randomly. I can't see it completely yet. No, it's a tower. They just kind of photogrammetry it in as a something much more aggressive than that. Okay, I'll take that as real. Also, you should be able to hear me outside the way I'm chopping around, so if I wake up your kids, I'm sorry. Put a little bit of altitude here. We're not going to crab to our right. So right underneath us is a road. Crap, what did I hit? Okay. Something with my hand. So it's looking to me like this particular street's not rendered in on their photogrammetry yet. It looks like your place over here might be. Because correct me, or you don't have to correct me, but I believe I'd be looking at your house right here. And he's having a time going through the woods. And I'm getting some low frame rates. Anyways, that would be the back side of your house there. But what we'll do, we'll just look at your neighbor's house. Because they're rendered in. And they seem to be very mushy. I also don't have my building resolution all the way up, just to try to help with frame rates as little that I can. But yeah, your neighborhood's partially there, bud. Not a completely there, but it's partially there. Okay, I'm gonna come over here and land. Which way are we heading? We're kind of heading west. That's where we're heading. That's our runway and Atlanta Motor Speedway over there. Let's get a little bit of altitude and speed, and I'm going to cut the engine off as we're going. Hit myself an auto rotation. We're going to call it a night. I'm going to shower, get a bowl of yogurt, and call it a day. If you're rewatching this, thank you. Thanks for coming back and listening to me talk for hours on end without giving you anything of sustenance. It's been a pleasure. See, we don't need avionics anymore. Those can go away. We can get rid of the horn. We don't need generator. Torpedo tube. Nah, don't need that. That? Nah, don't need that. All we need is airspeed. Many of y'all can't tell right there. All my temperatures and stuff are down. It's because my engine's turned off. So this could be a crash landing, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. We're going to set it down nice and easy with a beautiful little auto rotation to a nice little grass-filled landing next to the runway, or next to the airport. So yeah, there you go. We're on the ground with no engines. Beautiful auto rotation to end off the day. We can go and flick our lights off. We don't need those. So we're just going to walk to our car, which is parked over there. Not my problem, not my helicopter. You know what I mean? LOL. Turn the fuel off. Not that it matters anyway. The damn thing ain't running. Don't worry about that. I'm going to yank that bad boy right there. Hell yeah. Take this. These click buttons don't matter anymore. Total flight time 65 hours in here. Takeoff's 479. Neat. I I guess since I've done a lot of career hours and it's a lot of like death by point 0.1 and point 0.2 and stuff, it feels like I've done a lot more than that. I've done like 300 on 2020, but not as much on here because I've been focusing on the career mode because career mode's kind of it's nice to have a mission, you know. Anyways, that was fun. Click like, do the thing, subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for commenting, hanging out. Thanks, Cam, for dropping in that last minute, and anybody who's been watching since then or around or whatever. But I'm out of here. I've got to go do things or whatever. So peace. See you guys later. Get out of here. What do you